It's coronavirus time, fool. What's up, Raza? It's me, Michael. I know it's been a while. I haven't posted a video, but I still been active producing Chicano, Xicana, and Chicanx type of content, specifically for my project, my community project of Chicana culture de Santa Barbara. Go check it out on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and where it just focuses on the Chicano culture of the Santa Barbara area in the 805 area code in California of Aslan. So the point of this video is I decided, wow, what does Chicano mean is 5 years old, and I should do a follow-up. So that follow-up video or is going to be included, it's going to be produced soon. But the first thing I want to do is take a look at the comments and just kind of give you my first impression thoughts of it. Actually, I had some thoughts on them already, but just on the record, on this video record, I'm going to give y'all mis pensamientos. And don't take things too personally. And it's going to be fun and interesting. Vamos a ver. Here we are. What does Chicano mean? Posted in YouTube. It has 27,000 views and counting. I published it on August 29, 2014. Hey! Don't mind that ringtones from Zelda. And you see my other video, what does Chicano, Hispanic, Mexican American meaning into identity. Some other related videos that I didn't make, but they're related. Some other personal videos, as you can see. I like that stuff. But yeah, let's get to the comments and from the different perspectives. So the first one, and I started off with the most top comments, essentially. So the algorithm chooses out the top comments, and let's see what they say. Let's start with this one. Chicano and Mexicano comes from our ancestral language, Nautu, which is from the Uto-Aztecan language family. We are basically the same people divided by European poisons. It's time to wake up from all the ignorance fed to us from people that have little interest or knowledge about our ancestral past. Yeah, I'm gonna give that a thumbs up. Actually, I agree with you. When folk come up with the European poisons, that just like rings of like Mexica warrior, Aztec warrior, something I like to point out. It's very stereotypical. I'll make a video about this later, but then it also makes me think about the duality. Even though I'm still very pro native and indigenous, all about my ancestors, I cannot deny my European heritage. So when you say you hate white people, you hate half of yourself, essentially. But of course, everyone has different blood quantums and all that. And even blood quantums is problematic as fuck. And I'm not trying to be a gatekeeper. So I really don't like it when folks are like gatekeepers and they say, "Oh, you're not Chicano, you're not Mexican enough, not Chicano enough." I'm like, dude, where did you get this certification from? Taco Bell? So yeah, next comment. Live in Los Angeles County, and I'm proud being a Chicano. My parents legally entered U.S. from Mexico, and I was born here. Well, good. Legally, what does that mean? I'll give you a thumbs up, though. You forgot to mention the Pachucos. An example of the ones that started the whole Chicano culture movement. They were more than just zooters. They opened the doors for the raza to express themselves. They showed that it's okay to have orgullo for your sangre. Don't be ashamed of your heritage. Embrace it. Damn right. And I gave that a heart too. I gave it a thumbs up earlier. Let me see what people are saying. Yeah, actually I did. Yeah, I did. Being Chicano is to be proud of your indigenous ancestry and of being American Mexican of American Mexica descent, and certain pride you have it cannot be explained or so much more. I kind of hear where you're coming from, but no comment. Born and raised, Roberto Gonzalez, let's see what you say. Born and raised here in San Fernando Valley, California. Proud to be Chicano, never forget where you come from. Viva la raza. That's right. You get a heart too. Que no soy de aquí ni de allá. Definitely a proverb with being Chicano and Chicana. You're either not American enough, or you're not Mexican enough, so therefore we are Chicano. Next comment from Javier Garcia. Good video. I understand the pride in identifying ourselves. Identity is something every person has a right to claim when it comes to feeling proud of his or hers. I'm going to put in their roots, and defending his, her history, traditions, etc. One thing I believe that all of us should be extremely proud of is this: being human. Every time someone asks me where are you from, I answer, well, according to a map, I was born in Mexico. According to multipolar mind, I'm from planet Earth. Yeah, you also get a thumbs up, and I already liked it before. And the one homegirl, M1 Hita Mejita, in that sense. Chicano is identity, who I am, where I come from, and it's me. There's so much more to being Chicano than a lifestyle. It's a way of living and way of thinking. Yeah, I agree with you. And you get a heart. I'm like Michalo. They hate me because I'm white skin. I feel you. I actually wrote a poem called White Boy Chicano. Eric Lat. It just means American of Mexican ancestry to me. Yeah, that's what it meant to me too. Really simple. If you're soul searching to understand what it means to be a Chicano, it doesn't happen overnight. The eve of the conquest and occupied America to start with a few books. No reason to be ashamed. You are well colonized. Yeah, so it's Gilbert again, 7 months ago. And yeah, I do agree with him. Start with Occupy America by Rudy Cunha. That is like the Bible for Chicanos. And he's like the godfather when it comes to academia. Matthew Romero, someone from New Mexico. Since I'm Chicano, to me it means my roots from my Spanish native ancestry and New Mexico being a part of New Spain and Mexico. Yeah, so that's the thing I always tell folks. Like, being Chicano is like defined differently, and it has different connotations wherever you go in the country. And I mentioned I'm from Santa Barbara, California. Let's go to the next one. I am very proud of you guys. Your culture is beautiful, and I cannot thank God enough for my awesome friends. Oh, thank you. See, you don't have to be white. You don't have to be Chicano, brown person to appreciate our culture. You could be anyone. It's okay to admire. It's not okay to appropriate, but that would be a different story and video. This next one, Tammy Morales. I agree, a fusion of Mexican American and most definitely culturally proud. That's what's up. Chicanismo is real and it's valid. Damn right. Erga Batista, 100% Chicano, Mexican power, hasta acá mi muera. Easy to understand, and for those who don't, this ain't you. Yeah, that's it's true. It's something like, if you don't understand it, don't force it. It'll come to you. Maybe do some research, watch some more videos, watch my vlogs. Then you'll find out, like, ooh. Woken Joe, I am a Chicano with attitude. That's what's up. Eric Ruse, thanks for the great video. I've always used the Chicano term to describe myself because it feels inaccurate to say I'm Mexican if I were born in the U.S. I grew up in Los Estados and identify most either the culture here, but it feels important to have an identity that expresses my family values that shape the beliefs I live by, and Chicano is the best word for it. I prefer it over Latino, Hispanic, or Mexican American. Hey, me too. In a culturally way, I prefer Chicano. No sé qué chingados estoy haciendo aquí. I'm just gonna give it a thumbs up porque eres chistoso. Should be pronounced Chicano, not Chicano. It's semantics. I'm not gonna be a language elitist and be like, it has to be like this. No manches. Language is fluid. Raimundo Armendariz. Don't forget that academia didn't create the term, so the definition shouldn't strictly be academic either. There is a street or culture definition coming from the community and the members of our culture. To me, it means someone is of Mexican or indigenous ancestry who identifies with our indigenous roots, as well practices our customs and traditions, modern and ancient. From lawyer cars, cholo fashion, mariachi, dance. Yeah, you're essentially true, but that's just like, I would say, just the examples you brought up. I know it's just a few examples, but that's only like freaking 40% of our culture of being Chicano. Chicana. Gilbert Martinez continuing to engage. Appreciate it. And one comment said they don't forget about Portugal's. To tell you the truth, it all started with the resistance of the Mexicas and the last emperor. Yeah. Essentially, you could trace it back to them, to it's Moctezuma. You know, he spelled it Monte like mountain. That's how the Spaniards kind of wrote it. It's Mocte. So again, I don't want to be a language gatekeeper. Be Chicano is being a child of this country and stepson, daughter of another. I kind of feel it. Don't really want to take the time to really get poetic and really deconstruct that, but I feel you. Chicano in New Mexico means you come from Spanish and native background. Your family has been here since before the Mexican-American War. Oh, okay, cool. I dig that. Last I heard means God. Chicana goddess. Why do Arabs call themselves Sheik? I don't know what you mean by that. I would have to do more research with our Middle Eastern Muslim ancestors or relations. Or some of us do have ancestors in the Middle East. Mateo Papichulo always will be around to be a fourth generation Mexican American Chicano. Cool. Still give you a thumbs up. Chi comes from Chichi, Nauto for dog, which comes from the region of the dog village located southwest. California asked the Chicano, second half, but yes, it has transformed to what you explained. Yeah, I have learned that the Chichimeca, the dog-eating people from the north, and Chi, like Chihuahua, means dog. I should probably make a video, deconstructing what does Chicano mean. But yeah, I'll give you a thumbs up because, it does make sense. Fausto Castro. Then Mejita M1 Hita. What does Chicana mean to me is that you embrace that you are a product of the colonized and the colonizer. You aren't ashamed of your indigenous blood, and you are aware of the what battles, genocides, and wars you've made it through. Being Chicana is powerful, especially with an education. Being Chicana is beautiful. Damn right. 66 thumbs up and 20 comments. Hell yeah. Technically, we're all Mexican. Like one said, half or more of the so-called United States was stolen. I was born in California, part of Mexico one time ago. Chicano, Mexican. I'm still part of my heritage order. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. But what was before Mexico? It was indigenous land. That's my Zelda ringtone. It depends who you ask. Yeah, of course, and I give you a thumbs up. Absolutely. That's why I said in the beginning of the video, it depends who you ask, buddy. When we were Jojo Lozano, when we were young, they called us Chicanos. Didn't know why, but this is what they told us. Because we use English and Spanish words while talking. We did not identify as American or Mexican. So yeah, that's what you're mentioning is like the Spanglish, the Chicano talk, also associated to Carlo. I'm gonna give you a thumbs up. Good video. Thanks for the love. Thumbs up. My friend, you completely overlooked New Mexico, which is a state of the U.S. and where the Chicanx culture is huge. Yeah, I never been to New Mexico, so I need to go over there. Invite me over there. From my opinion, to me, Chicano is a shorter word for being Mexican American, and I'm proud of being Chicano. Yeah, that's why I agree with you, and that's why I already give you a thumbs up. Porfirio Díaz, mexicas aztecas fueron a las alianzas que hubo con otras civilizaciones. Seems kind of unrelated to this. Chicanos does not mean you will put down your covenant. Rather, you will help them get ahead, even if it means having to pay a toll for it. Chicano meaning has gone through many evolutionary meanings, but one thing still remains the same, the golden rule. Getting like too philosophical, just jumping around everywhere. J.A. the MC, considers myself Mexican and Mexican only. I don't understand why we need an extra word to identify ourselves. I don't hate it or feel negative towards it. I just don't understand the purpose of it. What's wrong with saying you're Mexican American or Mexican since everything is America? So you do know the origin of the word. Do people in Mexico refer to the Mexican Americans as... Do the people refer to Mexican Americans as Chicano? They say pocho from what I know. Thanks, man. Pete. You know what? That was very direct. And I'm going to give you a thumbs up. And I appreciate that. It was very valid. It's something I should, follow up later. I actually been to Mexico this past summer, and I've kicked it with Mexican scholars. There's one Mexican scholar named Alfonso who is deeply fascinated about Chicano culture, and he refers me as Chicano. And whenever we hang out in Mexico, he tells his friends, "Oh, es un Chicano," and then even banda like corridos, they call Mexican Americans up here Chicano, or the ones more Americanized as Chicano. So yeah, I should reply for that later. MG. There are many different types of Chicanos based on the region and generation of citizenship. Some are more in touch with their Mexican heritage than others, but all are American minorities of the same ethnicity. It's this awareness of this ethnic studies that often draws us together socially in the same way. Asian Americans and social circles. Yeah. I agree with you. I'm gonna just kind of speed it up now. Chicano Tejano. Yeah, we got some Texicans. Chicano Tejano is a Mexican who were born here in the U.S. I thought it was a derogatory word towards us made by the Caucasian, but we have transcended that word into something more powerful and meaningful, in which we now what our blood has gone through to who we are in the world. Damn right. The new generation si creen. I'm not gonna say that word. That's a really bad word to describe. It's a derogatory word. You know what? Remove. The Aztec were the original Mexica tribe that evolved to the Mexica, and then become. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like a extension from the Mexica people who came from Aztlan. Then they created the Aztlan Empire, and then the Aztlan Empire got conquered. Then mestizos, and Mexican, then Mexican to Chicano. Yeah, it's an extension. So Nano the drummer. So you like our Chicanos only like Mexicans born in Cali? It's a Hispanics born in Cali. I don't know what you mean, brother. I'm first generation Mexican American, meaning that both moms and parents were born in Mexico and they migrated to California, but I never consider myself a Chicano. Chicanos to me means a person that has roots here in the States for generations after generations. I would consider myself Mexican. I was never raised in the whole Chicano Mexican American culture. I was raised as my parents were raised. Yeah, you know what? Thank you. That was really honest reply. And yeah, like I say, identity is a personal choice. So that's fine. If you want to identify as Mexican, that's fine. But I will say you're not in Mexico, buddy. You're in the United States. You're in an American environment. You might be raised in a Mexican household with the Mexican values and very aesthetics like that. But you're in the United States. So it's like fusion of a Mexican and American culture. If you were in Mexico, yeah, you're 100% Mexican doing Mexican things in a Mexican country, but you're not. Being Chicano to me means being proud of your heritage, culture, and roots. It also means being proud and glad that your family is now in the U.S. and you are American. It means keeping aspects of your family's homeland and embracing American culture too. Sometimes Chicanos carries a bad connotation and deservedly so. It also brings pride knowing that my Chicano was Chicana's fault and died for this country and for me. Even though there was racism and hate directed at them, there had been something to prove all Americans and they were willing to sacrifice for this country. The main thing was to assimilate. That does not mean to think or act white. For those real Mexicans in the comment section, if you love Mexicans so much, go back and stay back. Yeah. You know what? Salt and pepper. I hear you saying. I'm gonna give you a thumbs up just because we were really direct and you made your statement very concise and articulate. And I would say, salt and pepper represents the more American side of being Chicano, Chicana. Someone salutes the flag, so to say. When it comes to nationalism, that's one thing that's really troublesome with when it comes to Americans in the United States to Mexican nationals, where it's technically when you're born in the United States, you have to salute your allegiance to the United States. So it's very puzzling to see American citizens pledge their allegiance to the Mexican flag, you could still be proud of your Mexican culture and still be proud of Mexico. But when it comes to the allegiance, to a country, that's where it gets problematic and like folks find it very in that way. So let's just continue. South Americans aren't considered Chicanos. They are. You being Chicano, Chicana is fluid. You could be the only white boy, the only black person. You could be the Salvi. You could be half white, biracial, whatever. If you grew up in a Chicano barrio community, in a way, you're Chicano. So it's fluid like that. So let's just speed it up. So yeah, the idea of Aslan. So do you have to be Mexican? What if you're Mexican American? And I replied before. So yeah, those are kind of the top comments. Bro, the word Chicano was made to insult Mexican Americans by certain people. It comes from the word chicanery, which means someone who plots something dirty, dishonest, mischievous. It takes to achieve something to a legal matter. So chicanery, which means anyone but Chicano, means one who plots chicanery of Mexican descent, like El Cheapo. Something cheap doesn't deal with Mexico. Yeah, don't kill me. I'm just telling you. I know Texas is really real. So, thank you for bringing that up. And I would say that the dynamics of being Chicano in Texas is way different. And that's something I'm from California, so I don't really have the authority to talk about that type of dynamics. But I would love to visit Texas. So, all you raza out there watching this video, invite me to Texas. I would love to visit your barrio and observe. I'm Mexican, that's it. Good for you. There's a lot of New Mexicans. I gotta go to New Mexico. Invite me to New Mexico too. See, chicanery. It's I don't like that. No pasa no offensa, raza. You're wrong on both. How about no? Half of Mexico is stolen, and who stole? And Mexico stole the land from the natives. How about that? So yeah, I think that's enough of my commentary. I really appreciate everyone who engaged, and new video coming soon.